Welcome to another episode of the 40 Plus Woman. Now, my name is Busola Jegede and I'm delighted to be your host on this program. The 40 Plus Woman is inspirational. It is one filled with lots of information, wisdom. We share ideas gleaned from our experiences, and today will be no less in quality than what you have been seeing on this program. On the 40 Plus Woman, we are passionate about the well-being of the woman. We want you to know things that are critical, especially as you grow older in life. We want you to pay attention to certain things and correct whatever might not be in the right place in your life. So today we have a wonderful topic, and we have somebody in the house to discuss with us, full of wisdom, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy today's topic. Before I introduce her, we're going on a short break. I'll be right back. Hello there, my name is Busola Jegede. I am a John Maxwell certified coach, a consultant, and a chartered accountant. For over 15 years, I've been working with women, helping them to discover their purpose, their vision, holding their hands, seeing them through turning their visions to profitable ventures. And it will be a delight to work with you. Do you feel unfulfilled? Do you feel that there is more to your life? Do you have a story to tell, a book to write, a vision to birth? Are you over 40 or 50? I can assure you that the second half of your life can be better than the first half. Why don't you sign up for my one-on-one coaching session or a strategy session? It will be a joy to work with you to reinvent yourself, to birth a new you. So you're welcome back. And with us today on the 40 Plus Woman is a wonderful lady. She's a consultant and she's very versed with young people. She works with a lot of young people in the social setting. And she has been so experienced with this demographic that we have invited her so that we can learn from her as mothers. You know, typically 40 plus women, 50 plus, most of our children would be teenagers at the least. So today I want to welcome to the studio Ngozi Richard Uponi. Ngozi, it's nice to have you today.
Thank you very much, Busola. It's my pleasure to be here.
So let's talk about this wonderful group of people. You know, I had to raise 3 of them and it was exasperating.
I know.
3 boys, and I'm so happy now that they're becoming young adults. So parenting adult children, what's your take on that generally? What do you have to say to the 40 plus woman who has adult children to parent?
Okay, thank you very much for that. You know, parenting adult children is like, you know, being on the second side of the divide. We're all used to, we know how we take care of children when they're much younger. But with adult children, we are going to another end of this, like a seesaw. You're on the right with the younger children, and when they get older, it is the left side. And so you have to restudy your children again. So what you thought you knew when they were much younger, you are coming out, you know, with, you need to understand that these people have changed. They're not the same people you had control over, for one. So this time around, you don't determine when they get up from bed. You don't determine.
You don't wake them up.
Yeah, you don't tell them, oh, wake up, you're going somewhere. You don't tell them, this is what you're eating today. They make their own choices, and we have to get used to that. And, you know, we also have to understand that they have personalities of their own, you know, not
which
just
would have developed
exactly,
now.
Which would have full, you will see them come into full bloom. So parenting the adult child, the first thing is that you have to restudy your child. And you see, for us, the 40 pluses, I was sharing with someone that it's very important that we have our own personal focuses and goals, because you tend to find out that, especially in our setting, African sector, we want to parent this children. Even after they are married and they have children, we want to tell them how
True.
to raise their children.
True.
We want to even choose their life partners. And we must be careful, because when we get rejection, or when we get, a negative response, it tends to affect us emotionally. And so when we come with that expectation that, look, this man, this young man, this young woman is an adult, then as a parent, I really need to know that my roles are quite defined, much more defined as against when they were much younger. And I should now act as a consultant rather than
oh my goodness,
rather than the CEO.
In my experience, something that shocked me was my children would say, "Mom, you didn't tell me before that we're going to do this." I said, "Do I have to tell you?" But I have my plans. So, what you're saying is so true. And a lot of us, we have to reorientate ourselves in the way we deal with them, because it's always very hurtful when your child doesn't do what you want. But you are now saying that there is a reason for it. The child too has grown and has developed. Can you take us further so that we can better understand what's going on in the lives of these children, and why is it that they are so different in opinion? They may have a contrary opinion to what we think. Is it a generational thing? What's responsible for this divide?
Thank you very much. In fact, for the young people you have now, you can actually attribute it to the generation in which they are being raised. In our days, it was quite different. This is the era of exposure. These young people are so exposed. Everything is digital. In fact, we are raising the digital age of parenting, and these people, they are not as social as we were. You see, this particular circle, most of their friends are online, as against them when we were more traditional, we were more communal. They are not communal. And, because of the kind of education and the things they're exposed to, they are also quick on their feet. The way they take decisions, oh my God. If you're not careful, and that's why, I said, you are studying them afresh to establish a different kind of relationship with them. Because guess what? When they want to take decisions, if you are close enough to them, they would only love to bounce it off you. Because in their mind, they already
not
know.
to ask for your permission.
They are just bouncing it off you. As against when you say, okay, young man, come here. That's your friend. What kind of business? Or you see them and start saying, oh, don't you know, you are this one, you are growing older. Where is the guy? How far? No, that's not how you talk to those people, because they know that they are supposed to be dating, for instance. They know maybe they are of marriageable age. So one of the things you do not do to lose them, because, is that you don't even begin to grovel over those things that they know they are supposed to be working, they know they are supposed to be married. So you might be shooting a wrong button if you start to harass them about spouses, or about, even maybe you don't like your daughter's boyfriend, for instance. You had better try to understand why your daughter is interested in that particular person. In Africa, we can be very, I don't know if it's cultural or traditional. Oh, we say things like, well, I don't like him because he's Igbo, or because he's Hausa.
Hey, that's nothing before.
And you can lose the child that way. So we must begin to accept that for us parents and 40 above, we should be living in a world of acceptance rather than lord over those things that, we were also raised with. We're in an era of acceptance. And I say that because I know that even for some of us that are mature, we use the computers. We also do millennial things. We don't say we have gadgets in our homes. So since we're accepting those things, then we need to accept that this is the way we also parent young people. That what is most important is that we maintain that close relationship with them by accepting, the things that they would want to.
On that point, accepting their choices. That's what you're saying. Now there are so many wild choices that we see, that some of them don't even bat an eyelid when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to alternative lifestyle. Some of them, because of the digital age, they've accepted some things that we cringe when we think about them. So you can see that it's important for us, and even if you're not 40, to put in the right seeds of righteousness in your child, no matter your faith, whatever it is in your faith that you can build your child on from. Let the foundation be very solid, because by the time they get to that age, it's like you're trying to bend. There's an adage that when the fish is still fresh, you can bend it and you can roast it, but when it is dried up, it's going to be difficult. That's what we're saying. So the onus is on us, especially even the younger ones, as these children are growing up. Inculcate your faith in your children, because when they go out there, it's going to be much more difficult. And then apart from faith, inculcate good values, because those good values are what will help them when they now get to a crossroad. They need to make a decision on choosing between this or that. Because when we talk about choices, if a child brings home another man and says, a boy brings home another man and says, this is, it's always so sad, and it's always, heartbreaking. So we need to note that. Now, I want you to let us know, these young people, how will they want their parents to approach them? You were talking about negotiations. How will they want their parents to approach them in case they will need them to do something? What's the best approach?
Well, the best approach, and I will back it up from, what you said about instilling values. That always gives us a very easy leverage. It gives us super leverage when we have instilled the right values, because you have something that you're even basing your argument on. So if a child who has been, given the wrong values, and he has grown up thinking life is so easy, anything I want, I can get it. By the time the young man probably is trying to save to get a house, he might not even be used to targeted savings, for instance. And you want to start telling him, save money, when you did not teach that person at a younger age how not to be reckless with money. I just give a funny example. I was somewhere one day and I saw this lady, she gave the child 10,000 naira. Go and buy suya over there. And I was like, what are you teaching this child? So if the child has such values, I don't know what kind of savings culture. Because those days, if someone gave us 10,000, for instance, and says go and buy suya, I will buy suya with like 200 naira out of it, so that I can use the money to do something. So what are we saying? The values matter. However, because they're in an era where there's a lot of information available to them, the only way, in fact, two ways. Number one is you, parents, get informed yourself. Because when you are not informed, you cannot have a meaningful conversation with those adult children. Because you will just be speaking from the little, they call you old school. You speak. So what I tell people, get informed. Know those things that they know, so that you're able to, have meaningful discussions with them and take it down. And at that age, you also want to commit them spiritually. Because that is not also the age where you are going to be arguing, don't you know that this one is not good, when they're adults? Come on. In fact, the moment you say that, they are off. And you might not even, you might not see them the next Christmas. So that's not the time to argue with them. That is a time more of commitment. So you are committing them spiritually, while you are also, from the side, trying to discuss, to know what is really in their heart. The best way is really to discuss with them. And the best platforms would be looking forward to times where they like to spend with you, for adult children, because they are very busy. So, for instance, don't also just bump into their place. So if you want to go and visit them, you have to call.
Oh dear.
You have to call. You can't just go into your adult child's house. No. They'll tell you, no, mom, no. So you have to call and say, can I visit? Then when you go, you can even say, can we go somewhere? Can we go shopping or something? Something that they like doing. So in the process of that activity that they enjoy, then you now start to chip in your suggestions, discussions. You start to ask questions. You do it from asking. So from asking, they begin to open up. Then you discuss maturely, and you drop some coaching advice, like, okay, what would you do if you start to tell them, you use the what if technique and approach, so that they can you just guide them to making those good decisions.
You know, it's so intriguing that when you're dealing with this age group, a lot of us, 40 plus, 50 plus, over the years, we've made certain mistakes. Not allowing them to get their own experiences, make their own mistakes. We keep bailing them out. We keep giving them a soft landing. What do you see about that?
That is clearly, it's a mistake that, every one of us should look at.
Maybe it's out of love.
We can say we're all guilty. That's why I said
it's out of love.
It's out of love, yes. But, the reality is, too much love. I mean, and that's why, sometimes we say use tough love. Love does not mean that everything the child wants or the person wants, you oblige. That's not love. Real, genuine love is that there are some things you must, withhold
from them so that
they can learn. So you see, too much of everything is bad. So we must love the children, but we must teach them about life. We must teach them that, so that when they are older, for the particular question, when these young people are so privileged, it becomes difficult for them to adjust. We always advise that we prepare children for hardship. We prepare young people for hardship because, they've been protected all their lives. So, for instance, when they get into work, that the workplace is not your family home.
It's not kind.
And I've seen a lot of young people, they get into the workplace, fantastic job, and they resign after 3 months because somebody scolded them at work. You've never scolded your children, or you run away from scolding them, and a boss scolds them at work and they resign. And so they are jumping from one place to the other. They are not emotionally resilient. We must, as parents, help them, because that's where resilience comes in. When they are now adults, oh my God, that's when we know people that have been, trained and toughened. So we must do these things from when they are much younger, especially when they are teenagers. We teach them how to be resilient, because when they get to that stage, that's where you now see, oh, okay, you see parents saying, oh, okay, you left the job. You now help them look for another job. Is that the right thing to do? No, they're going to. So you have to be able to remove yourself.
On the issue of family business, some of them don't want to take over their family business, and it's so painful. So how do we handle that as parents? Our expectations, what do we do with our expectations? One
thing I always say, putting on my consultant hat, is that when as a business owner, you must build contingency in your business. And as much as possible, it doesn't have to be around family. And that's where you put structures, in place, so that if your children do not take over, the business does not also die. So what you find that is common today in Africa is that many businesses that have even probably been running for centuries, because we haven't built proper structure, we wait to pass it to our children. When we find children who are not interested in taking those businesses, the businesses naturally die. So what I would say for us who are, those of us into businesses, ensure you build structure around your business, so that even if your children do not take up that business becomes
will still be an
automatic going concern. So that's what we should do, because our young children, the young adults, they want to do their thing, and we all know that there is a lot of money, in alternative professions and businesses,
especially digital businesses.
So we must encourage them.
They are quick to learn those things, and they are making money. A lot of them know how to make money. I heard the
story of a lady that was always quarreling with her daughter, who was always taking pictures. She said, you are taking pictures, you're taking pictures.
Wonderful stuff going on here on the 40 Plus Woman. We have Ngozi Richard Uponi with us. We are going to be right back after this time out. Don't go away.
P1 Premium presents to you Premium Vintage Gardens, located at the heart of Ibejuleki by Lakowe Golf Course. It has an excellent title of CFO and governor's consent, 100% dry land, and built-up neighborhood. Sizes and prices include 6.250 million for 300 square meters. A 450 square meters goes for 9,375,000 naira. The 600 square meters goes for 12,500,000 naira. Estate feature, gated and secured environment, perimeter fencing, good road network, gardens and landscaping, prompt allocation, neighborhood, Novera Shopping Mall, and Corona's Grove, Lekki. Other estates from P1 Premium includes Imperial Estate, Jikoyi, Abuja, Imperial City Estate, Asaba, Imperial City, Warri, Imperial City, Port Harcourt. For more inquiry, visit our website, www.p1premium.com. untitled.premium.com or call us on 08033117277 or 08052928259.
La 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 la.
Interesting stuff going on right here on the 40 Plus Woman. I'm Busola Jegede, and we have been talking about parenting adult children, because typically from your 40s, 50s, thereabouts, your children would have turned to young adults, or at least they'll be teenagers. So we have Ngozi here, and we were just talking about these children having a different mindset from ours. You know, some of us, we still take care of our aged parents. Our own generation, we have a sense of responsibility. But what we're seeing with a lot of young people, especially from millennials to alpha generation, is that they don't even think it's their responsibility to take care of their parents. If they're in the space of the family, the wife does not want the mother-in-law to come at all. What's she coming to do? And even the young man himself, except he's been so well trained, doesn't want mommy to come. So it's like they want to live their own life. How dangerous is this for somebody who thinks, oh, my children will take care of me because I sold my wrapper
And jewelry.
and that child is not even thinking like that. So how should a 40-plus woman get out of that mindset?
The 40-plus woman must have a change of mindset, you know. I know that, you know, the good book will tell you you must have a transformed mind. You know, we live in an era where we must have renewed mindsets, even over our children, over the people that, you know, we train, we raise. They might not even be our biological children, but we need to understand that this is the way they think. Very unfortunate, really, because they are fast-paced. And remember, one thing that contributed to that is because they are in a digital age. Remember I said, these people are not communal. Those days, you know, we would sit together and eat, but now we're raising young people who they don't even know.
Detached.
They don't know who the neighbors are.
Detached.
Yes. So that's why you have it like that, because I don't know of, you know, children who are so close now. Oh, I'm doing everything for you. When they work, they're just naturally, because it is the way they were raised. It is digital.
So it's not really that it's their fault. It's just because of their circumstance.
Yeah, it's not even really the parents' fault that, oh, you didn't raise your child well. It's just the age they came up in. And so they are naturally more detached. They don't have a lot of friends, for instance. How many friends do they have? They don't keep a lot of friends. They just, you know, their immediate circle, and those are people
constantly on their phone.
Yeah, circle of influence. So what I would say to us, you know, for the women is that, my dear sisters, we must have a plan for ourselves. You must have a retirement plan. And, you know, it's so very, very important, because you must prepare for your future. What if the child does not look after you as you expect, you know? And even if the child...
they don't have a sense of give back.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you send me to school. They say, my boy, it's your responsibility,
man. Send me to school.
Oh, dear.
So we must have our own plans. We must have retirement plans. We must have, it's time for us to start visiting lawyers, to start looking at, you know, investing in our own future, you know, allow these children to have their own financial future. We must be financially independent, you know, and we must have a goal. We should get off the mindset of, I'm raising my children so they will look after me. That was what our parents did, but no.
And that's so rife in Africa.
Yeah, so rife in Africa. And it's not working for us any longer. So we must change our mindset. Make sure that, you know, we also invest in our future. Because the children will leave you. Young adults, they will go. And, you know, a lot of women actually suffer depression when their children leave the homes.
Emptiness.
So are you prepared for the exit of that child?
And you know, in developed countries, I think they've passed through this phase, because people actually make plans for when they retire, home that they are going to go into. That's why they have a lot of old people's homes. And we don't have that yet in Nigeria, but I can see a trend, because now you have a lot of people who are abroad and their parents are here. and they don't even have anybody to look after the old person. Maybe they're calling on the phone, and so that's even a business opportunity for people who can set up this home, take care of these aged people, know when they need to go for their medication. I'm sure their children will gladly pay, knowing fully well that nobody is coming to disturb them. They can have their life and just do whatever. But I think it's important that we instill a sense of family in our children from when they are young, so that even when all these pressures come upon them, there will still be a semblance of commitment. Because sometimes even between siblings, you see that they are not so caring for one another. Unlike us, that, you know, what do we do? You will even pay for your brother or sister who is not doing well. You will pay the school fees of the children.
You will share. You see this one, they want to have their own. The children you have, they want to have their own TV.
So parenting adult children is really something we need to be intentional about. We need to learn some things. We need to unlearn some things. We need to study these children. And especially as they grow, there are different ways of parenting children. The way you parent toddlers is different from the way you parent teenagers and young adults. And even according to their sexes. Now you cannot pressurize your daughter so much that go and bring a man home. She'll just pack and leave the house. Straight up. Oh dear, it's been wonderful on the 40 Plus Woman. The conversation is so interesting. It's as if we shouldn't stop. I must say a very big thank you to you for coming on the broadcast today, Ngozi. And that's how far we can go on this particular episode. We hope to bring you another interesting episode again.
Introducing Blissful Honey Beans. Rich in protein and fiber. Good nutrition for your family. Blissful Honey Beans. Hygienically packed in 2 kg and 1 kg packet. Stone-free and weevil-free. Pour straight to your pot and cook. Stress-free and convenient. Order online and it will be delivered anywhere in Lagos. For other locations, call 070-8307-6210. Blissful Honey Beans. No stress.
La 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 la.
Yes, that's how it's been on the 40 Plus Woman. We've been discussing parenting adult children. As you know, any woman in her 40s or 50s would likely have adult children. Now, the takeaway point is important for you to know that at this stage, you cannot control the lives of your children. You have to rediscover your children. You have to study them again. You have to know how to negotiate with them. And you cannot control their decisions. You probably have to accept what they want to do. And that's why it's important that from when they're young, you instill good values so they do not make wrong choices. And for those who are out there thinking that, okay, when I grow old, my children will take care of me, if that happens, fine, but it may not happen because the thinking of the new generation is different. So for every 40 Plus woman, make contingent plans, have a health insurance, have savings, have a plan for when you get old, because some of your children may not be around you. They want to live their own lives. So you 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus woman, it's important you're aware so you're not disappointed. Your children are just living their lives because that's how circumstances have been around them. Till the next time I come your way, I'm Busola Jegede and I'm passionate about issues concerning women. See you in a bit.
Like a diamond in the rough, you were built up to be tough. You were blessed beyond the curse by the power of the cross. So don't give up on the cause.